Welcome back, ladies and gents, germs, and people of color in all sizes and shapes and all that good stuff. Today, we got some exciting stuff happening. We're going to be cutting the floor out of the Integra in the trunk, the big dip right there, that trunk, whatever you want to call that area. It's a lot of weight. We want to get all the weight we can out of the back end of this car. So we're going to cut that out and weld a piece of sheet metal over the top so we got a nice flat bottom back there. Well, let's get cracking. Off to see the wizard, their wonderful wizard of metal. Alright, so like I said, today we're going to be cutting out the trunk pan in my 97 Acura Integra. Bam! If you guys have been following along, we've been working on the underside of the car. Got all the rear suspension off of it, lower control arms, subframe brace, trailing arms, everything. Got everything cleaned up, undercoated. New spherical bushings for the trailing arms should be here today or tomorrow. We'll start getting that stuff back together, but today we're going to be cutting out this trunk pan, this whole dip. We're going to cut this out and we're just going to weld this in a piece of sheet metal in its place. You'd be surprised at how much this sucker weighs, and we are going to weigh it whenever we get done, and we're going to weigh our piece of sheet metal that goes in its place to see how much weight we're actually saving. So the first thing I'm going to do is start pulling off the plastic trim pieces so we can get this stuff out of the way, because we're going to cut here. So we're going to get this piece off, and that piece off. So we got our back panel out, and that's really the one that was in our way. These side panels, we're going to be cutting right here, right beside them, so I can push them back out of the way enough to where it's not worth the hassle to take them out. If you have factory interior stuff, you don't have a cage, it's a lot easier to take that stuff out. I would advise doing it, but I'm not going to fool with it, man, because all these bars and stuff, I can get around it. So we're going to go ahead and get us a template marked out here and start cutting. Down and out. Get this thing out of here and clean up all of our edges real nice. Get us a piece of metal to go in here. I might actually try to cut this one and lay it out flat and use it, but she's out. All right guys, so we want to measure from this point to this point to see how wide this piece is going to be, because our wall that we pretty much cut out back here, we're moving it up here to this, to where our rear cross member's at. So we'll measure from this point to this point. Okay guys, a little change of plans. I started thinking this pan I cut out, I could probably cut the piece out that was in the back here and just slide it forward and use that for my cap up front. I measured it and it looks like it's pretty damn close, so we're going to cut it out and try that, because that would be absolutely convenient. So let's go ahead, let's cut this thing out. According to our measurements, it is almost exactly what we need. So we'll cut her out, set her up there, and if it's close, we're gonna make her work. Alright, now I got this cut out. Let's see how she'll fit. Should fit pretty good according to the measurements. Oh dude, it's gonna freaking work perfect. Alright, we got our edges cleaned up here. Gonna get our welder out. What we're gonna do, start right there from the center, make a tack, and we're just gonna work our way up both sides and work the metal. Do a tack about every inch or so. You do not want to lay big solid beads of weld down doing this kind of stuff. You will warp it so easily, so be very careful. When we get the welder and stuff set up, we'll get started. Alright, welder's up. Don't line our first spot up. Make sure we're centered as possibly can be. About right there. About right. On there. Just they want to be in my position here. I'm in a terrible spot. I'll bring you guys in and show you what I'm doing here. So we're just doing a tack every so often. Now we got our positioning down. I'm gonna start in the center and work my way out. Form this metal as I'm welding. As you can see, we start from the center here. Tack, tack, tack. We're just working our way out. We're gonna work our way out, out, out. Then once we get to right here, we're gonna start beating the shit out of this metal and forming it to get this sucker to fit right. This was definitely a head start using this versus having to cut something new out. So I'm gonna keep welding here. Let's roll. I got work on there. A little bit of sound deadening. There, see? See the process is done. See? So we got our tack weld every inch or so. And then we'll go back and do it in between those. And then in between those. And keep going until they're so close together. We can combine them all together and make one big weld all the way across. We're going to go to this corner just like the other one. Stop. And then work our corners in. here. Nice. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get us a little sliver of metal here. We'll lay that slither down over top of that little crack, because I could weld that, but I don't. I'll weld the small one, but I don't want to weld that big one. This one over here, we'll weld this one. That's no big deal. That one welded up. One more hole there. We'll weld up this small one. We'll get us a plate or something for the big part of it. Alright, boys and girls, we had a camera die on us, but it's alright. So, get this light out so you can actually see. As you can see here, we got tacks running all the way along down through here. This side's done all the way to the top. Got one little gap right there I gotta address. I got that gap right there and that right there. Once I get them welded, then I'll get this thing straightened out the best I can, and I'm going to build a cross brace for right here in this square area, and we'll get our flat piece put down in there. We're making progress. So far, it hasn't cost us anything but a grinding wheel and a little bit of welding wire, because we're reusing the same trunk. Alright guys, we made a bunch of progress today. That's going to be it for this video. It's already going to be a lengthy video. I don't want to get it too long and drawn out here, so we'll make it a 3-part video, maybe a 4, just like we are the underneath of the back end of this car. But as you can see, we got the front half of the thing welded in. And what my end goal here is, and the reason why I'm doing it this way, is this is actually going to be a compartment. So this will have a lid on it, and that lid will open up to where I can put things in there, and then it'll be one flat floor all the way across. So you'll see when you look in the trunk, it'll be all flat. Then there'll be a crease right here, or a line, a divide, and then this part will actually flip open to where I can store things underneath there that I don't get out all the time. So we got a lot done today. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. And like, subscribe, share, comment, any of it, all of it. It's greatly appreciated. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.